guys, how's it going? I'm Chris Hemmings, the founder of Empowered by Lifting, and we've decided to put together this video because we've had quite a few questions by people asking us about what actually happens at a powerlifting competition. Now, this is my first powerlifting competition. I've done many bodybuilding competitions as a natural athlete, but I've never done a powerlifting competition as a natural drug tested athlete either. So I decided to give you my perspective as a first timer, which I thought would be quite nice. So this particular day I went to the Great British Powerlifting Federation, which is also drug tested. This was in the northwest in Wirral, in Merseyside. And basically I just wanted to go through a few things just to help you guys out a little bit. So first of all, get your membership early, get your place booked early, because these places book really quickly. A lot of my personal clients who I mentor through Empowered by Lifting coaching, they wanted to compete but were too late booking in. So if you miss it, do the next one type of thing. If it's a first time, they do first timers events, which this one was, which was absolutely brilliant because everybody there has only never competed, or they've competed once before, and that's all they're allowed to have done. So what we've decided to do, because we've had a lot of questions about this, is put this into the Ask Empowered by Lifting show. It's going to be a long one, so if you're not interested in powerlifting, it's probably a video that won't give you much value. But if you've got an idea of that you want to compete in powerlifting perhaps in the future, definitely watch it, because you're going to get talked through about what actually happens during the day, a little bit of what prep you would do before it, and that's about it really. So yeah, keep watching, I hope you enjoy. So first things first is make sure you're self-competitive and you're not really competing with anybody else. Everybody's super friendly there, and it's not about competing with anybody else. It doesn't matter what you lift, it's about getting better next time you compete, that's all. So you've already won by arriving at the show. So as you can see, I'm just going through my warm-up here. It's a standard warm-up I would do in the gym. It's nothing different, so don't do anything that you wouldn't normally do in case you damage yourself at all. I go through a series of stretches in the gym myself. I like to get nice and supple through my bodybuilding lifestyle, so that's quite important for me. So I'm going through a normal warm-up basically. So making weight for the show, some people might struggle with, but with the way of eating that we follow as Empowered by Lifting, it's quite easy, with like not losing much strength. So, but what I can say about making weight and food is do it slowly and very early. You don't want to be cutting towards the show because it's a performance sport, and the way we eat with Empowered by Lifting, it's very specific to get specific results from your body. So just do it early, and if you need any help with that, we've got the website, there's lots of resources on there, there's lots of free blogs, there's lots of stuff you can get involved with. The Facebook group, there's lots of awesome people, thousands of people living the lifestyle and eating the way we do. Or just send me a message and I'll try and help you out. What I do is food basically, is eating, is the main thing for my bodybuilding career. So yeah, preparing for the show. I'll just pause the video at that point. So preparing for the show, basically progressive overload is what we teach within the system. So make sure that you're simply getting better at squatting, deadlifting, bench obviously, and simply adding reps each week if you can, somewhere within your rep range. When you're training, train, for example, your bench with a pause and press again, rather than bouncing off your chest, exactly as you would be doing at the competition, which I'm going to talk you through now. So it's quite simple, and all it is simply time, getting your food right, and allowing your body to adapt to the way you're training. So if you can imagine, I'm squatting and deadlifting and bench pressing quite a lot for a first timer here, but I've been training for a long time through my bodybuilding lifestyle, and these are the type of lifts I enjoy and do in bodybuilding. So, first of all, I wanted to talk about egotistic lifting. In level 5 of the Powerlifting lifestyle, we talk about the ego and the death of the ego, or dissolving your ego and not living in an egotistic way, which most people do. It's normal. It's the way society is brought up. Anyway, the point of the video is not about trying to remove somebody's ego, because we've got that in other videos, but just the idea is everybody's friendly. They haven't got an issue with what you're lifting or what they're lifting. It's all about you and what you can get better at, and everybody will support you and help you in that way. So kind of don't worry, don't be nervous. Some people are nervous. I'm not a nervous character. I enjoy public events like this. I enjoy public speaking. I do it on a professional level, and basically, yeah, if you're nervous, try to enjoy the nerves and use it to be able to use your full work, squats or deadlift or bench to your full potential. So I'm going to go through my first squat and deadlift here. Squat here. So as you can see, you'll hear bar loaded. Wait till the guy with the microphone shouts bar loaded. Then walk out. You've got 1 minute from that point to do your performance or whatever you're going to do, whether it's bench, squat or deadlift. Now you've got plenty of time, so you'll re-rack the bar, get your position like you would in the gym. The guy will then tell you to squat. You squat, depending on what language and depending on what they actually say within the federation. Once you finish the squat, stay, as you'll see some of the other people do. You'll hear the judge put his hand up and he'll tell you to squat, and then when you get to the top he tells you to re-rack, and that's basically, it's as simple as that. Make sure you stay there, and as you can see, everybody will then replace the weights and it's prepared for you. So when you finish your squat, go to the person, usually with a computer, or the person next to the microphone, and ask them, because you get then a choice. You can up your weight to the next level, so you can go, you can start off and increase weight. So basically, if you felt good, increase a little bit. It depends what you felt like. Maybe 10 kilogram might be enough, maybe 5, depending on what you feel. But usually you would increase. So it goes back to the egotistic lifting, where, for example, I had an elbow issue, an ankle issue, I had a quad issue, where I had tendonitis in my elbow and I did an operation on my ankle. So it's not about what other people are lifting, it's about what you're personally lifting and trying to beat yourself. So for me, I had targets in my head where my first lift, my gym personal bests 2 weeks prior were 180 kilogram squat, which is 396 pounds. My first lift happened to be 160 kilogram, which is 352 pounds, which is quite a lot of reduction, just to make sure you get them points, you get the three white lights. So after you've squatted, you'll see the lights behind you or somewhere within the area. Basically, when you get, there's 3 judges, they will then click a button and say whether they're happy with the lift. So I got all 3 lights, and it's about the depth of squats, it's about various rules within the federation, following the commands, and lots of various things. I think the bar has got to go up in a certain level, and the bar's not allowed to come back down, it's only allowed to move upwards. There's quite a few rules. Just check with the federation you're competing with what the rules are, and try and abide by them so you get all 3 lights. So my final squat happened to be 160. I did try 165 and then I tried 170, but I ended up squatting. I ended up not beating not getting enough depth. This was personally because of my ankle issue, but other people might be other issues. So it's about not being egotistic and trying to lift what you can lift. So I think I'm coming up for my, so here we go. When you hear the person in front of you, this is my second round now, when you see the person in front of you coming out and you know it's him, now get yourself ready, relax a little bit, get your mind ready. If you're a type of person that likes to be aggressive to squat, get yourself psyched up. I like to be nice and calm. I class a squat as kind of a moment of meditation type of thing, where you're completely not thinking about anything else, you're just thinking about the movement of the muscle. So as you can see, this guy got three red lights. Not sure why, there's various reasons. So he lost his weight. So you can see as I'm getting ready there, I'm strapping my wrists up, but the guy is preparing the height of the rack. So before the show, make sure that, oh, no, lost the pole there. Make sure that you get the guy, get your rack height set up perfectly for you. Do that during the first half an hour arriving after weighing. So here's my second squat, and I failed this and get my 3 red lights. So you can see I've prepared myself, I've chilled out, I'm a calm lifter. So I've lifted a bar like I would in the gym, just normally. I've stepped back, took my breath, he's told me to squat, gone down, nice and easy, but unfortunately 3 red lights, it wasn't deep enough. I'm not disappointed, it's just something to work on. So as you can see, everyone's then changing the weights for the next person, and this is the kind of lift. It wasn't deep enough, I think still got a small ass and big hamstrings apparently. So I've gone up in weight anyway. My ankle's holding out. My sartorius muscle hasn't taught, so I'm doing well so far. And next is bench. So I'm going to do 170 in a minute. Probably fail, but it's all for fun, isn't it? Just about to be empowered by lifting. So as you can see there, I've got lots of chalk on my back. The chalk helps with the bar gripping on your shoulders, so that's another little tip to do just before. There's usually some chalk available. So as you can see, bar's loaded, I'm now ready. This is my heaviest lift. This was 170 kilogram. But didn't quite make it because I didn't go low enough, and you can clearly see in the picture actually. So your glutes or your buttocks has got to go lower than your knee, and it's got to be seen by the judges. So I've got one light, okay, it must have been a judge at a different angle. So this is where I'd like to talk about the ego again. Most people are lifting a lot more than me here. I've reduced it quite a lot because of my elbow tendonitis. So as you can see, it's up to you whether you wear a belt or not. I just happen to leave it on for this particular day. Arching your back as high as possible, fingers on the rings, heels touching the floor, glutes or buttocks touching the bench. As you can see, I've waited for him to tell me to lower the bar or whatever he says. I've got to let it rest on my chest, and then when he says lift, I lift. So let's just watch this one and go through that again. This time it was 110 kilogram. So he says press, he says rack.
3 white lights. Next weight on the bar, please. Danny Davis.
So I'll just let you see, this is my one. I think I've gone up to 120 kilogram, which is because I've not been training bench for a good few weeks because I hurt my elbow, sorry. I just thought I'll try it, see what I can get. So as you can see, my bench personal best was 135, and on the day I'm going up to 120 because of the technique. So here we go again. Heels on the floor. I'm a grinder, and I threw it straight up because I knew my glutes had left the seat, which means it's a failed lift. So it wasn't too heavy for me, it's just that my glutes left the seat, so it's a failed lift. So the next thing to do is, you've done your squat and you've done your warm up for that. you've done your bench and you've done a lot of your shoulder work warming up and your chest warming up and your tricep warming up and you're ready to bench, you do that, then you're going to prepare your deadlift. So as you can see, I'm just going through various warm-ups, and I'll do the same warm-up as I did at the beginning again, just to make sure I'm supple, and do a few 1 reps with, I don't know, 60%. So this was 190 kilos. My gym personal best was 200, so I've gone under, but I do love deadlifting, so let's see how I get on here. So as you can see, the judge, he's telling me to lift, and once I've lifted it, I've then got to hold it at the top until he says down, and then again I've got 3 white lights this time.
Bars loaded, 205 kilos for Chris Ellaby-Hemmings.
So I'm on 205 kilos now, which is 5 kilograms more than my personal best. So I've gone ahead and jumped just to see if I can do this in a competition. I'm preparing my belt, I've got a minute, so I'm not worried. I arrive on the platform, I use hook grip, which is the thumb goes under the bar like this. It's not very nice, but it hurts. I've prepared myself, I can lift any time now. I've prepared my mind, nice and chilled out. Breath, hold at the top. He tells me to go down. The lights have then gone to all white, so I've got my beat.
Just nailed 210 deadlift. I've never lifted that before, even in the gym. And I had like a moment of awesomeness. I think 220. Never did that in the gym either.
Bars loaded, 230 kilos for Joseph Chippers.
See how it goes. Today, I'm empowered by lifting.
So on the last lift, they cleaned the bar so it's more grippy. There's no chalk on there. And this is 220. I've never ever lifted this in my life. And again, I've prepared for it. Different angle for you guys this time. The battery runs out here, so as you can see, you only get halfway up the lift before the battery runs out from the camera crew. I did get it, but the battery ran out. So basically, I've pulled to the top, I've held, it was hurting my thumbs because I used a hook grip, and I've got the three white lights. So my day resulted in 220 deadlift, which is 485 pounds. 242 pounds for bench, which is 110 kilogram, and 160 kilogram for squat, which is 352 pounds. So that's it, guys. If you've got any more questions, let me know. The training was only a little bit different for me in terms of doing my normal work for bodybuilding, but one thing I can say is some people might think it's a tiring day because you're doing your warm-ups for everything, you're doing your squats, you're doing the deadlifts, you're doing your bench, all at the same time. It's a full body day. Me personally, I wasn't tired pretty much at all because I have my food intake so finely tuned that you could say that my body's working on the best it can possibly be, but I can see why some people say a whole day of powerlifting is quite tiring. Today, I've got quite a lot of DOMs, legs a little bit sore, lower back's a little bit sore, but other than that, I feel great and I feel empowered by lifting. So, the take-home message, enjoy the day, book early, compete with yourself only, and don't be egotistic.